ako, magkano kaya yung Microsoft Office 2030?
May alam ka ba? Hindi ko alam eh.
Hindi ko rin.
Bakit?
Gusto ko kasi upgrade yung PC ko ng Microsoft Office 2013 eh.
Bakit ka pa bibili?
If
Pwede mo
meron
naman
ng-
siyang i-download for free.
Through open source.
Ano naman yung open source?
Your question is about what is an open source. But before I discuss an open source, let me just give you a history on how it came up. Paano siya naging open source? Actually, this term started with free software. Nag-start siya ng free software. It started with in the person of Richard Stallman, who is a computer scientist who works at Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Hindi siya Mapua Institute, sa Massachusetts. Okay? He started a foundation. Ang pangalan niya is FSF or Free Software Foundation. Ang ideology niya is ang thinking ng organization na yun is all software daw should be free. Meaning, free as in free beer, sabi nga sa free beer. Ngayon, of course, we would all think na paano kikita yung mga nag-develop ng software na yun. Doon papasok si open source, okay? Kasi nag-start yun dahil nainis siya na meron silang OS ata na ginagamit nun na nasira, and he was asking for the source code kasi programmer siya eh. So kumbaga sa carpenter, kaya ko i-fix to basta't alam ko ang blueprint ng bahay. Sabi ng may-ari, yung gumawa ng OS, we cannot give that. You just bought the application but not the source code. You are not allowed to see the source code. So, doon nag-start yun. Ngayon, hanggat actually nag-post siya sa internet na sa Free Software Foundation gagawa ang first project namin is what we call GNU Project. GNU siya actually. GNU Project, meaning GNU's not Unix. It's a recursive acronym actually. Sinabi niya, ang pangalan niya is GNU's not Unix because they are trying Unix yung OS na ginagaya niya. Ang objective nila, gawa kami ng operating system na parang Unix, but like Unix but not Unix. Magtataka kayo, like Unix but not Unix, kanya talaga mga weird yung mga IT na yan. It's like Unix in the sense na parehas niya ng performance, lahat ng features na magagawa ng Unix, kaya niya. Pero it's not like Unix because free siya. Ganun yung pagkakaiba niya. So, ang operating system, ang ginagawa na ni Richard Stallman, sabi niya, gagawa ka ng OS ko. Inumpisahan niya muna, paano ko ba siya as in layman's term. Ang operating system has different parts, right? Kumbaga sa bahay, may room, bedroom. So, inuna niya muna yung mga subparts of the operating system. Leaving the kernel, which is the heart of the operating system behind. Kasi yun ang pinakamahirap gawin. So, habang ginagawa niya yun, there's another person in Finland, student lang siya, which is Linus Torvalds. Gumagawa naman siya ng sarili niyang mini OS. Same sila ni Richard Stallman, pero they don't know each other. But both of them, the similarity of the two people is they wanted to produce something that is free. And both of them are uploading every updates over the internet. So, marami silang mga sumusunod sa mga ginagawa. When I say updates, all the source codes are uploaded. So, anybody can download it and try it. So, Linus Torvalds was able to produce the kernel. Si Richard, nakagawa na rin siya ng kernel. But the problem with that is, hindi pa napa-perfect. May mga flaws. So, sabi ng mga followers, have you tried the kernel that this guy from Finland created? No, why? Because we tried to integrate it and it was a huge success. So that started the success of free software, free OS. So if you are going to think about it, pinaka-contributor, ang pinaka-main success ng free OS before is because it's a collaboration of everybody around the world. Okay? So doon nag-start yun. Ngayon, syempre may mga groups. May nasabi ng mga groups, bakit hindi natin gawin kumbaga pagkakitaan? So, ang ginawa nila, they started to, kasi paano nila pagkakitaan other than selling the software itself? Trainings, yung mga ganon, mga ibang services other than the product. So, pero naman pag sinabi na lang, why don't you try this free software? Ano yung initial na reaction nyo if we say it's free? Oh, it's free, medyo baka yung quality niya hindi maganda. That started the term open source. Meaning open source, the source code is available. You can view it. Okay? So, that started it all. Now, what are the different types or kinds of open source? Actually, the term here, technical term for open source in the IT world is distributions or flavors. Parang ice cream, sabi ko nga. They have different types of or different distros of open source. Many to mention, sabi nga, hindi man lang hundreds, thousands. Ang familiar would be the Ubuntu, Mandriva, we have Fedora, Red Hat, yung mga yan. Okay? What are the advantages and disadvantages? Sabihin ko na lang yung disadvantage muna before the advantages. Disadvantage would be for new users, medyo madidisorient. Kasi we are used to this kind of ng Microsoft na pagka gumamit tayo ng open source, medyo may hesitation tayo. Parang ang hirap gamitin. So we have to learn the interface. That's the disadvantage. But it surpasses yung advantages, surpasses the disadvantages. First is open source OSs are free. Number 1 yun. Second, it's not really virus free, but it's 99.9% virus free. So merong minimal chance. That's why ako when I'm using sa class ko na I would have to get files from my students that uses USB, I would reboot it using a Linux OS because it will never happen na mababirusan yung PC ko pagka nakaboot yung Linux OS. And why is that? It's because hindi pa nila makuha yung structure ng kernel para makagawa sila ng virus. Nahihirapan sila sa ganon. Pangatlo, third is yung hardware requirements of open source applications. Less hardware requirements. Okay? Efficiency, mas mabilis. In terms of performance, better yung ng Linux OS. At saka hindi siya kumbaga, what do you call this one? Unlike Microsoft, pag Microsoft ka, pwede mo nang paandarin ng mga applications are Microsoft compatible applications. Sa Linux, kahit Microsoft yan, mapapaandar mo. You have those, And, halimbawa, sa Microsoft, you bought Windows 7, right? After a few months, may bago, Windows 8. What would you have to do? You have to buy another one for the upgrade. And madi-disregard na si Windows 7. Okay? In open source, you just have to upgrade it. Halimbawa, meron kang Fedora 16. In a few months, meron niyang 17. But you don't have to uninstall it and install it again. Just click yung update and then those are some of the advantages of open source. That is also the reason why we have in the Congress now, we have a law na pinapasa that all state universities and government offices should use open source na lang instead of, kasi in terms of security, mahirap siyang mag-breach.
Based sa napagtanungan natin,
May natutunan ka ba?
through open source?
Oo. Magmula ngayon, gagamitin ko na yung open source.
Correct.